Hello, children. Welcome back to your English class. Today we are going to read the poem The Duck and the Kangaroo in your English literature. Now, let's begin the poem. Before we read out the poem, let's take a look on the summary. The poem gives an account of a conversation between a duck and a kangaroo. The duck praises the kangaroo for its ability to hop and visit places. The duck finds the pond boring as it has to stay there forever. The duck requests the kangaroo to make it sit on its back and go on a trip to places like the Dee and the Jelly Belly, crossing lands and seas. It promises that it would remain quiet and would only quack. The kangaroo replies that it will have to think over it because the duck's wet and cold feet may give it body pains. The disease of rheumatism. The duck says that it has made arrangements for the kangaroo's safety. It had got 4 pairs of worsted socks which fitted the web shaped feet well. Additionally, it would wear a cloak to save itself from the cold weather and would smoke 1 cigar a day too. The duck loves the kangaroo and so wants to take precautions for its well-being. The kangaroo agrees to take the duck on a trip. It asks the duck to sit firmly and not to move. The duck sits on the kangaroo's back. The kangaroo starts with a hop and they take 3 trips around the world. Both of them enjoy each other's company. Now, before we start the poem, let's know something about the poet. And the poet is Edward Lear. He was born on 12th May 1812 in England and died on 29th of January 1888 at the age of 75 in Italy. His occupation was he was an artist, illustrator, writer, poet, and musician. He has written his literature in English. His nationality was British, citizenship British and Italian both. Period during 19th century. He has written children's literature, literary nonsense, and this poem The Duck and the Kangaroo is also taken from his book Literary Nonsense and Limerick. They are the famous one. Notable work he has written The Book of Nonsense, The Owl and the Pussycat. Lear was born into a middle class family in the village of Holloway, the 21st child of Anne and Jeremiah Lear. He was raised by his elder sister, also named Anne, 21 years his senior, and doted on Lear and continued to mother him until her death, when Lear was almost 50 years of age. Due to the family's failing financial fortune, at age 4, he and his sister had to leave the family home and set up house together. Now, let's start our poem. Said the duck to the kangaroo, "Good gracious, how you hop over the fields and the water too, as if you never would stop. My life is a bore in this nasty pond, and I long to go out in the world beyond. I wish I could hop like you," said the duck to the kangaroo. Now, let's see the explanation of this first stanza. The meaning of nasty is unpleasant or bad. Here, the duck is awestruck to see the movement of the kangaroo. It expressed that the kangaroo could hop continuously over the fields and water bodies. The duck's life was boring as it remained in the pond all the time. It wished to see the world beyond the limits of the pond. It wishes that it could also hop like the kangaroo. Let's see second stanza. Please give me a ride on your back, said the duck to the kangaroo. I would sit quite still and say nothing but quack the whole of the long day through, and we would go to the Dee and the Jelly Boli, over the land and over the sea. Please take me a ride. Oh, do, said the duck to the kangaroo. Now let's see the explanation. Quack means sound made by the duck. Here the duck requests the kangaroo to give it a ride on its back. It promised that it would sit quietly and would just quack all day. The duck lists the places that they would visit as Dee and Jelly Boli. These are the name of the places. It adds that they would hop over the land and the sea. Said the kangaroo to the duck, this requires a little reflection. Perhaps on the whole it might bring me luck. And there seems but one objection, which is, if you will let me speak so bold, your feet are unpleasantly wet and cold, and would probably give me the rheumatism, said the kangaroo. Now let's see the explanation. Reflection means thought or pondering. Rheumatism refers to the disease of rheumatism. And this stanza, the kangaroo replied that it had to think over it. The idea could be good for him, but he had an objection that the duck's wet and cold feet could give it body pains. Stanza 4. Said the duck, as I sat on the rocks, I have thought over that completely, and I bought 4 pairs of worsted socks, which fit my bare feet neatly. And to keep out the cold, I have bought a clock, and every day a cigar I will smoke, all to follow my own dear true love of a kangaroo. Let's see the explanation of this stanza. Clock means shrug. The duck said that as it sat on the rocks during the day, it had thought over it. In order to avoid that, the duck had bought 4 pairs of worsted socks which fitted its web-shaped feet well. In order to stay warm, it would wear a shrug and also smoke a cigar every day. The duck would do all this to protect the kangaroo as it was a beloved. Now let's read out the last stanza. Said the kangaroo, I'm ready, all in the moonlight pale, but to balance me well, dear duck, sit steady and quiet at the end of my tail. So away they went with a hop and a bound, and they hopped the whole world 3 times round. And who so happy? Oh, who? As the duck and the kangaroo. Explanation. The kangaroo was satisfied with the duck's response and got ready for the ride. At night, when the sky was filled with the pale light of the moon, they started their trip with a hop. The kangaroo asked the duck to hold it firmly, and they traveled around the world 3 times. Both of them enjoyed each other's company. Now let's see the literary devices used in this poem. First of all, rhyming scheme. In stanza 1, that is A, B, A, B, C, C, A, A. In stanza 2, it is A, B, A, B, C, C, B, B. And in stanza 3, 4 and 5, the rhyming scheme is A, B, A, B, C, C, D, D. And the figure of speech that is used is alliteration. And what is alliteration? The repetition of a consonant sound at the start of 2 or more closely placed words, like good gracious, G is repeated, how you hop, H is repeated, sit quite still and say, S is repeated, but to balance, B is repeated here, dear duck, D is repeated, whole world, W is repeated. And the next figure of speech which is used in this poem is anaphora. And what is anaphora? When the same word is used at the start of 2 or more consecutive lines. Instances of anaphora in the poem are as follows. And to keep out the cold, I have bought a clock, and every day a cigar I will smoke, and they hop the whole world 3 times round. And who so happy? Oh, who? Both the pairs of the sentence begin with and. The next figure of speech which is used here is refrain, and refrain is the use of a musical rhyming sentence throughout the poem, like said the duck to the kangaroo, has been repeated to lay stress on the request made by the duck to the kangaroo. The next figure of speech is enjambment. What is enjambment? When the same sentence continues in 2 or more lines. Instances of enjambment in the poem are as follows. And I bought 4 pairs of worsted socks which fit my web feet neatly, all to follow my own dear true love of a kangaroo.